Hey everyone, back again with another Thread video, and this time it's for my buddy Jack at the CD Cave. And it's a video that I was going to do a few weeks back. It's been a little bit, but for a Thread, we will see you on the flip side, and I'll go over 9 albums that I have with numbers in them. See you then. Hello, it's Daryl, the Northern Vinyl Guy, coming at you with a Thread video. As I mentioned, it is for Jack at the CD Cave. He was looking for an additional 50 subscribers. He had posted his Thread video, I think, just over a month ago. I never got the time to do it, so I'm not sure if he's achieved his 50 subs or not. But if he has, awesome. 50 subs is 50 subs. More than 50 subs, 50 subs. If not, if you are not familiar with Jack's channel, I will leave a link down to his channel down below. As always, if you are new to my channel and you like my content, please give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and leave some comments down in the section below. Let me know your thoughts on my albums, records that I have. And of course, if you are a continuing viewer to my channel, always appreciate your support. And here we go. Time to support Jack's channel with a numbers thread. So there's been a whole pile of different ways people have been doing it. I saw that Curtis from Young Music Lovers did his as like the numbers from pi. I know that some people were doing them, you know, in denominations of such and such. I'm just going to go straight up 1 through 10. So the numbers 1 through 10, and I believe it's 9 albums. So here we go. This first one, I've been talking about this album a lot recently. I just got it over the summer, and it has pretty much become my favorite Bruce Springsteen album of all time, at least the ones that I have listened to, and that is the Tunnel of Love album. And there is a song on side 2 called One Step Up, which is a fantastic song, kind of written, I believe, during the breakup of one of Bruce's relationships in the 80s before he got married to Patty. But this is a fantastic album through and through. Tunnel of Love, Brilliant Disguise. One Step Up is actually one of my favorite songs on this. So number 1, we have One Step Up off the Tunnel of Love album. If you haven't checked this album out, stream it. It's a fantastic album. I know that it's kind of a transition from his say rock music or rock style of the late 70s, early 80s into the more, I guess, softer Bruce stuff. You know, when he was doing Streets of Philadelphia and whatnot in the early 90s. So it's kind of that transition period from 1980. I think it was 1987. Yeah, 1987. At number 2 and 3, I'm going to combine the numbers 2 and 3 because they're in the same song. I've never understood why people kind of, I guess there's like quite a few people that kind of crap on this musician, but maybe it's because my dad loved him when I was growing up. And then in 1992 or 93, he released the sequel to this album, and that's Bat Out of Hell. I'm more familiar with the Bat Out of Hell Part 2 with, you know, I Would Do Anything for Love. But of course, numbers 2 and 3 combined to one song. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So gotta go with a little bit of Meatloaf. Always love this. Love the artwork on this album. And just, yeah, some people might think it's a bit cheesy and all that kind of stuff. But it's really, in my opinion, really good music. He has a great voice, and I mean, Bat Out of Hell is a fantastic song. You took the words right out of my mouth. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. I mean, this is a stellar album, pretty much start to finish. So give that one a check. All right, a little bit of Canadian content coming up at number 4. I'm not typically a completionist. However, Gino Vanelli, I love his soft pop, almost a little bit of jazz fusion, maybe, I guess, on some of his albums. And this is the album A Pauper in Paradise. And the title track, if you look at it, on side 2 is A Pauper in Paradise in 4 movements. And so, like I said, if you look kind of at the back of this album, you can tell it's like more like orchestrated and all that kind of thing, but very soft pop. This is a really good album. If you get your hands on it, if you want to give it a check, it's not going to be for everyone, but if you like that Canadian soft pop, 1970s, early 80s, Gino Vanelli, A Pauper in Paradise in 4 movements. Fantastic track. All right, now we're going to be moving on to some, I don't know, I guess you might call this proggy or progressive. This is not from the horror film, of course. Mike Oldfield, you know, Tubular Bells from The Exorcist and all that. This is a different one here. This is 5 Miles Out, the album, and of course I'm going to be talking about the track 5 Miles Out. Really cool airplane kind of hovering above the clouds and all that kind of stuff on here. But there's a song on here called Taurus, which is absolutely fantastic. And of course the gatefold, kind of neat on the inside. And then you got the picture on the back. But 5 Miles Out, like I said, this is kind of more like early 80s proggy, I guess. It's hard to explain this album. It's not it's definitely not Tubular Bells. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, once again, check this out, stream it out. And 5 Miles Out, fantastic Mike Oldfield. And in fact, I actually prefer this to the Tubular Bells album. This is probably one of my favorite Mike Oldfield albums. All right, speaking of jazz fusion and kind of funky music, a little bit of George Benson, and this is the Breezin' album. I hadn't heard this album in quite some time. Gave it a little bit of a spin there earlier today. And there's a song on here called 6 to 4, right there, 6 to 4. And once again, it's just that soft jazz fusion, bordering on, I guess, mall music, you might even call it to some extent. Little bit of funk elements there. So yeah, if you are not familiar with George Benson, I would definitely give Breezin' the song, which is the main hit single from this one, a lookout. All right, what do we got next? Back to Canada again. And this one, the album itself, a little bit beat up, a lot of ring wear on there, but this is Gordon Lightfoot's Lightfoot album. Can't remember the year. This, I think it 60s for sure. Just can't remember what year specifically. And of course, this is not going to do me any favors. But Canadian folk singer, songwriter, talks about a lot of places across Canada and lots of theme in his music. And there's a song on here called 16 Miles. But it is, the actual track is called 16 Miles and then in brackets to 7 Lakes. So this is for the number 7. Like I said, very, very great stuff. Some of his early stuff. This has Early Morning Rain on it, which was main single from this. Steel Rail Blues, but 16 Miles. Once again, I was re-listening to that as well recently, and it is fantastic stuff. But I guess a relationship and kind of moving away to different locations, things like that. So, and this is on United Artists, and it's an OG copy. A little bit of rough shape, but the vinyl is still good. All right. Now this one here, I would call this kind of Canada's version maybe of Americana. Talked about this album. Not too many people have heard of it. And it's an album called Redbird Country by David Essig, who was actually born in the state of Maryland, and then the late 70s, mid to late 70s, moved to Canada, became a naturalized citizen of Canada. He classifies himself as a Canadian citizen. He has Canadian citizenship. And I would say this is as Americana as you're going to get on a Canadian album. Lots of that string guitar stuff, harmonicas. And there is an instrumental song that is not even 2 minutes long on here called, I'm running a blank on this, The New 8th of January. The New 8th of January right there. But very country-esque, Americana, maybe folky to some extent. I have to be in a very specific mood to be listening to this album. It's not something that, and in fact, for a good portion of this, for a long time, I couldn't even listen to the entire album in one shot. I had to do it in a couple of segments. It's an acquired taste, but the 8th of January, David Essig, Redbird Country. Check it out. Second to last here, we're going to be going back 1960s, and this is straight up psych music. We've got the Electric Prunes. I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night, which is a fantastic song. But of course, that is not the one that I'm talking about. I am going to be talking about the one that is 8:45 to 9. And that one there, it's not as like if you listen to I Had Too Much to Dream, it's very, very psyche, very dreamy. 8:45 is very mellow. Not that many instruments in it. Almost like just lay down and relax music, I guess you might call it, which is, I guess, definitely different from the I Had Too Much to Dream. But once again, fantastic stuff. Once again, the album cover and everything is beat up pretty good. I got this as part of that radio station collection, but the vinyl is really nice on it. And last but not least, 1970s Canadian rock music. A band called Steel River. Not too well known. This is the Weighing Heavy album from 1970. And there is the main song that they were known for is actually on here, and it is called 10 Pound Note, which is the first track on side 2. It's about 2.5 minutes, just under 3 minutes long. Steel River, 10 Pound Note. Straight up 1970s rock, I guess you would call it. But I don't want to say that there's some psych elements to it. Maybe I thought at first that maybe this was a country band, and then I was listening to them again. But it's straight up rock. So 10 Pound Note was the big single on Canadian stations in the early 1970s. Give that one a shot. So there you go, Jack. Gave you numbers 1 through 10 as part of the thread. I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that you achieved your 50 subscribers. If not, I hope that by me taking part in this video thread that I help you get a few more subs. So there we go. Check out Jack's channel. And as always, if you are new to my channel, like I mentioned before, give me a sub as well. Click that button. And let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on these albums that I just showed? Are you familiar with them? Let me know why you either like or dislike Meatloaf. Quite possibly. Until next time, though, take care, everyone, and we will see you on the next video. Cheers.